it's magical. It's unlike any campaign I've played in my life.
It's just a roller coaster ride from beginning to end because anything could happen, and that makes the world a lot of fun.
Thrown together, crazy people try to save the world, even when they're really just trying to save themselves.
I love DMing for all these players. They are amazing. I am shocked every day by how good they are and the friendships that we've formed.
So I think it's just a different type of Dungeons and Dragons that you're not going to see on several of the other streams out there.
The vibe of the show is going to be adventure and emotion, because you can't really put all of us together and not have some amount of feels be engaged.
Epic adventure full of timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff.
I play Orkira, the Dragonborn Cleric.
Orkira is the MVP of the group, probably is how I would describe her.
She has a much bigger heart than what I would have imagined or expected a Dragonborn to have. I thought they would be hard and ready to burn down things and take steel to every problem. She uses faith.
She's strong. I think she thinks too much, though. Sometimes you just gotta do things, or Kira just do things.
She is this cleric that is faced with extreme moral choices because she is the moral center of the group of heroes. And because of that, I've thrown a lot at her that is kind of traumatic and life-altering and view-altering.
She cares so much, and she wants so much to do the right thing. And I think there's a very special bond there, that we both are sort of in pursuit of this ancient divine. And she is, I think she's probably Alindra's closest friend at this point in the group.
And she's faced with so many issues with her god, and a lot of things come into question for her, and every step of the way she's just been tormented, and yet she still manages to hang on to that humanity, and after everything that's changed her, she just still wants to do right.
She just wants to do the right thing all the time, even if she never knows what that is or how to do it. And that's fun to try to play. It's fun to try to be the do-gooder, even if she fails a lot of the time. So she's got a really good heart.
Alindra she is an anthropologist. She is curious about people and places, and in her studies she has accrued a knowledge of magic and the arcane, and she is constantly looking to learn new information from people. She's less interested in books and more interested in the stories that people can tell.
She doesn't always share all the knowledge. We don't know what she knows, but she helps us understand what we need to understand, and that's what's important. And that's kind of cool. It makes for a really well-rounded group to have a Lorekeeper who can have your back with the knowledge that you need at any given time.
Way smarter than anyone ever can or should be, and also just delights in that new knowledge, and watching her learn something new is always a blast, because she's so intelligent, but then she's always curious enough to want to learn more. That's always a lot of fun to watch.
Alindra is a real pain for Briv because the two of them actually don't see very eye to eye on many things.
I understand why she's a little nervous, because like her dad tried to kill her and stuff, and then like tried to kill all of us, which, you know, that was awkward. That was awkward.
She helps us through every situation because of her immense brain power. She's smart and intelligent. She thinks things through. And she contemplates the best decision for what's going on. She's faced with a lot of hard decisions, and she tackles it with just pure intelligence.
Alindra takes on the pressure of having to keep the heroes safe from the world and from the environments that they are faced with. I think she places a lot of the safety of the entire group on her shoulders. And that is a heavy weight to bear.
I wanted to try a character who was accruing magical knowledge differently. I'm so used to wizards who go and seek out spells and buy spells and go to libraries, and I thought that taking that in a very different direction where a devotion to faith was what initially started that acquisition of knowledge. So there's always that element of wanting to preserve what's out there, which is almost an Azuthian thing too, but Alyndra is a cleric of Agma. And that sort of spiraled off into less of the devotion to the deity and more of the devotion to the information and the magic that was being transmitted.
Briv Steelmarrow is a ridiculous half-orc that I have a ton of fun playing.
Oh, Brif is a little pig-headed, sometimes a lot. He is impulsive. He is stubborn. He is impatient. But there is a respect there. He knows who he is, and he is, he has everyone's best interest at heart. He just goes about it in a way that is not always, well considered.
Briv is the rock that holds a lot of us together. He is the one that's like, we're going to do this, and this is probably how we're going to do this, and it may not make any sense, but we need to make a decision. I think the rest of us would talk and talk and talk and talk about what we want to do for forever, and eventually Briv just goes, no, we're going in that direction, and he's the one that makes things happen.
He is a half-orc fighter. He will fight, and he will do it like a half-orc. And if there's demon juice, he will drink it. And if there is a tree, he will carve his name into it. He acts exactly how you expect a half-orc to act, and he does it perfectly.
The danger with Briv is that if something happens, like spitting onto a magical device and it activating, he'll think that's the answer to all magic at that point. So you have to be very careful what is introduced to Briv as a character, because he will think that's, oh, well, if that's true for this, it has to be true for everything else. And so he's an interesting foil for people like Alyndra or Orkira in particular, because he does have that kind of simple and singular focus as a character.
He's everything we need when it comes to making those hard decisions, because he will make them without any hesitation.
I think he's going to end up being my very best friend. Second best friend, Penelope. Second best friend.
He is that part of the party that is just really audacious, and he's actually very protective of the party as well, but at the same time, he is pretty contrary. He has very set opinions and convictions, and he really sticks to those.
I play a character named Keen Velthorin Deapref, or Keen for short. He's an Eldritch Eldritch Knight, and he has left the Feywild to prove himself in the Great Hunt.
Keen has 4 seasons, and I kind of want to see them all at once. Kind of want to see one episode where he just goes through all 4. Keen has such a deep sense of who he is and what he wants.
Keen's a strange one. You know, the collecting of skulls and the popping in and out of the Feywild. He's very... I don't believe I have ever seen him in spring.
Of all the characters, he's probably traversed the plains the most, and so he's also the one who gets sent out on these missions. So he's a little bit like an apex predator from the Feywild, handling missions and making sure things get taken care of.
He's strong. I like that. He's determined and decisive.
And he is a force to not be reckoned with. But at the same time, he's Penelope's best friend, so that's the soft spot for him.
I think there's this begrudging on both sides respect that is formed between Briv and Keen, and I think that it's a situation where Briv respects Keen because he understands that he is incredibly courageous.
I have been a DM for most of my life, and I rarely play. So if I play one single character for a long time, it's very unlike DMing, because as a DM, you play all the characters of the evening and all the monsters of the evening. So Keen gives me a chance to be flexible while still being a singular character, and I didn't know Eldarin, so I thought the Eldrin were a kind of cool choice for that.
I play Penelope Halfpint, the Halfling Druid. Penelope Halfpint is the tiniest halfling you'll ever meet, and she's just packed full of good feelings and friendship.
She is this just darling, cute little halfling druid that has literally been through hell at this point in time, and now she's emerged as this sharper, darker version, but it feels completely earned.
She sees good in people where others would react. Maybe they would fight, maybe they would flee, but Penelope Halfpint is this great character who just wants to be everyone's friend, and it's so charming to see how Hope LaVelle has steered this character in this very unique way, and it's made the game incredibly fun. She's so different from all the other characters, but she has affected so much because of that.
She found me and saved my life and taught me that this civilization, this culture, is a lot different than where I came from. But she called me friend. First thing out. Didn't even take a moment to think about anything else but, oh, you're my friend. And I'm like, you don't even know me. She goes, doesn't matter. You're a friend. We're friends. I'm like, is that how you do it here? Of course. Okay, then we are friends. And that's where it began.
She was the innocent, wonderful, excited adventurer who was just so happy to save everyone, and now she's something else. I don't know exactly what she is yet, but like, I enjoyed her optimism and her innocence and her just outright enthusiasm for life.
I think Penelope's really cool, really cool. She was nice to me, which I appreciate, when she thought I was a monster, and she's still cool to me, so I sort of traveled across, space and time to hang out with her. And then I found out she was in trouble, but she wasn't in trouble. There was two of her, and then the other her, I traded in for the original her. I'm hazy on the details, and I'm not even sure any of it happened, but I'm really looking forward to getting to hang out and have more adventures together. We're gonna be halflings for hire.
Penelope is really special to Alindra. Penelope is a reminder of the clan of halflings who Alindra lived with, Clan Monkeymouse. The Ghostwise halflings she lived with for a very long time, who really she identifies with very closely. So Penelope is a reminder of that in a lot of ways. Penelope's optimism is special, and watching Penelope grow and learn to be brave and learn to be courageous has been amazing for Alindra.
Penelope Halfpint is the heart of the adventure. She's, I'd like to say that she's just there to make sure that everyone tries to be friends with everyone, at least first. Give everyone the benefit of the doubt and, try to make friends with everyone. And then if that doesn't work, try again. Because everyone can be a friend, okay?
I am B. Dave Walters, lifelong D&D geek, freaky ginormous person, and storytelling fiend. Freely is a lucky boy. He is a happy little halfling who was born special and has just been making his way through the world, just having one good time.
Freely is the wild card. Freely is a relatively new member of the Beyond Heroes crew and cast, and he is kind of a jack of all trades, but a master of none. And he walked into a lot of this group's internal workings, seeing how strange the mythology is, and he doesn't know quite, I think, what to make of it. It's great having Freely in Beyond Heroes, especially as a new character who is new to the group, so he's kind of letting them see themselves through his eyes and how maybe amazing the group is, but also dysfunctional. There's a lot of history with that group, and so he sees how epic and crazy their stories can be, and he definitely grants them perspective on all of that. And B. Dave is a fantastic role player, and I love playing games with him. He's fantastic. Beyond Heroes is this series of one-shot adventures that form a cohesive storyline and campaign. And so at the end of every 2-hour session, the adventure is over, and either the heroes succeeded or they failed. And that means there are a lot of stakes to everything that the characters do and say in these adventures, and they do have consequence over the entire campaign. Every time we start one of these adventures, week to week, we're already in it. And we explain a little bit about how this adventure is starting, but it's going to be really fun to see how people react to that and how the characters react to that. And also to see them realize they have like a 2-hour limit to solving this adventure is definitely going to up the stakes. It's just going to be fun because I'm also going to have it so people who are watching the show on Twitch can vote on the title of the next episode. We'll provide the audience with, okay, here are the titles for 3 episodes. You choose which one you want to see the heroes go on next. And so we're really giving the audience agency as to where the Beyond Heroes story goes next. And I think that's going to be very, very exciting and potentially traumatizing for me. But it's gonna be great. I think it's gonna be a really, really fun experience.
Starting Wednesday, November 13th, tune in from 2 to 4 Pacific for Beyond Heroes on twitch.tv/D&D Beyond.